Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about how to find the perfect kitchen cabinets for your project. It can be overwhelming when you go out to look, and I have been involved with many kitchen renovations and I'm working on some currently with clients, and this is always a topic about what kind of cabinets to pick. We're going to dive into that today. But first, if you have not liked and subscribed, please do so and click that bell so we can notify you of new content that comes out every week. I'm Lisa Wood, an interior designer in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm also a certified living in place professional. If you have ever gone to those kitchen cabinet companies and struggled, like I said, it can be so overwhelming. And sometimes when you go to those big box stores, they have people in there, but they're not necessarily experts at kitchen cabinets. Some you get lucky, but there are a lot of times they move employees around and you're not really talking to somebody who has a ton of knowledge. It can make that frustration level go even higher. And then you've got stock cabinets versus custom cabinets and what to pick. When you look at a home, and if you're going to be buying something that already has a kitchen existing, sometimes you can simply reface the cabinets if they're dated or you just don't like the way that they look. That is one option. The other option is if they are dated and they're not in the best condition, you might want to consider replacing them. If you do and you tear out your kitchen cabinets, sometimes you can donate them if they're in good condition, or if they're not, then they may just need to be trashed. On average, high quality custom cabinetry will last a good 50 years. The problem, though, come to the appliances because those don't last as long. Unless you are investing in a sub-zero refrigerator that is known to last 20 to 30 years, most appliances are going to need to be replaced between 10 and 15 years out. Plus, the efficiencies have been updated, and you're going to want to have more of the high efficiency appliances because they run better and they function better. If people are going into a home and they are taking all of that out and the cabinets don't look good, it does make sense to do maybe a full remodel. So you can keep your same floor plan, or then you can get creative. And the key is thinking about how you want it to function. When you talk about resurfacing or restoring cabinets, that can come in the form of paint. That's a simple solution, and that is something that you as a DIY homeowner can do, or you can have a paint crew come in and they can spray them. It's very effective and it makes sense for a lot of people. The other option is you can put new doors and drawer fronts on, and that gives it a whole new look and can change it up. And I've got some examples to show you. This first example of a refacing job shows a very plain, simple brown cabinet, and then they added a white paneled door to it. Totally transforms the look of that, taking it from a very dated look to something that's fresh and clean and much more up to date. I mean, it's a traditional door style, but it just feels a lot fresher and a lot better. On this next one, this particular cabinet, it looks to me as if they kept the cabinet and they just painted it and added new hardware. Again, transformed the look. They added new flooring, new backsplash, took that all the way up to the ceiling, which gives it a modern look, and refaced that cabinet with paint. And here's an example of some before and afters. So this is a great example of how you can pick out the door style that you like. If your frame is good and the structure of the box is good, you can simply put a new door on it. A very effective way to go. And if you choose this option, you're looking at, it can cost around $4,000 to $9,000 to reface the kitchen, versus if you went and replaced all your cabinets, that could be on average about $18,000. And if you went custom, you could be looking at $25,000 plus. That does not include countertop. It does not include appliances. We're talking cabinets only. So the key is to really understand how much you want to invest in this, because kitchens and bathrooms are where you're going to make your biggest return. Kitchens, bathrooms, and landscaping too. But when it comes to kitchens, it's all about functionality, and you want to do it right. You got to put a lot of thought in there. So what are the styles of cabinets? This is where a lot of people get confused. And I want to go through this because I found some great examples to show you. This one, it really explains it well. You basically have four styles. you're looking at either an inset where the door is inset into the frame, or a standard or partial overlay of the frame, a full overlay of the frame, or you can go frameless. Personally, my favorite are the inset and the frameless, because the frameless, you have very minimal lines of gaps that you see around the doors and drawers. And when you open that up, you have full access to that box. In this example, you can see how the frame is being applied to the face of the box, and then the door goes on top of that. And on the frameless, it's that door. They have hidden hinges on the inside, and those get mounted to the inside of the box. So the door is pretty much the width of the box. This diagram shows a framed cabinet versus a frameless cabinet, and when they go together, how that's going to look before the doors are on. Whatever cabinet you choose, whether you like the framed or the frameless better, you want to also check out the bells and whistles that come with them. And some of the cabinet lines, again, they range in terms of the amenities that you can get, but there are things like inserts, pull-outs, rollouts, drawers, the blind corner shelf units, lazy Susans, appliance garages. It really can run all over the place. But a key tip is, if you are going to keep your existing cabinets and they don't have some of these modernized features, is you can add them in. And there's a company that I like to refer to called Resurface. I put the link down below so you can access and see the line of accessories that they have. But those might be an option if you're going to keep what you have existing. When it comes to wood type and color, again, you can have a wide range of opportunities. Some people love wood. I love wood. I think wood is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the grain. And there are different types of wood. You can get cherry, you can get maple, you can get birch, you can get knotty alder. There are so many. So it really kind of depends on the look and feel of what you're trying to achieve. Some woods are less expensive than others. And then when you get to a wood door, you want to look at the different types of stains. Some companies are very limited. When you're on the lower end of the cabinets, they will give you fewer options. If you go more custom, you have a broader range of options. You can also get into laminates or painted finishes. It's really nice if you've got a cabinet line that will allow you to pick from any color, say in the Sherman William or Benjamin Moore line. There are those types of companies out there. But again, when you go to the big box stores, a lot of times you're going to have limitations on what you can find and what you can select. So just know that. But there are great, great varieties out there of cabinet makers. You want to look for hardwood doors, or else you might want to look for a plywood door that is laminated. If you find cabinets that are a plywood box, that's also good. Just stay away from anything that's MDF, because that's cheap and it emits yucky stuff into the air. Another option with stain and paint is that you can come in and have it glazed, and that gives it a more antique look. That's what you see here in this picture. It's a glazed finish over paint, and some people think that can make it a little bit more casual. Some people think it gives more depth to the door, because paint can look very flat. I think the glaze can be very pretty, but again, it's personal preference. These stains are really fun. They're a colored stain. And color is becoming a trend for this year, and so everything is not all white. Some people love white kitchens, but people are wanting to mix color back in. So colored stains might be something fun. If you do a colored stain, though, you might want to consider doing it in a smaller area. Maybe it's only on an island and it's not on the whole perimeter of the kitchen. So you can think of two-tone colors. Just make sure you have your entire palette going together, and start first with that. Get it rock solid before you go out and start painting or staining or picking cabinets. You really want to have that plan pulled together. You want cabinets to have function and form to them. I am really, really big on good functionality of a cabinet and of a space in general, because as we work differently in a space, you need it to really be tailored to your needs. So if you have a family with children or you love to cook and bake, then you need to think through this process before going in and having your kitchen updated. Very important. And there are some super fun accessories out that you can put inside cabinets. Now, these will be more of an investment, but again, when you have something functioning right, it is worth the investment. It's kind of like going and picking out a car. If you want the base car or you want the one with all the bells and whistles. I personally like some of the bells and whistles. I like heated seats. I like a heated steering wheel in the mountains, and I love my sunroof. So those are important to me. And so that's kind of the same thing you want to think about kitchens. This is going to be with you for a long time. So it's not just an investment of money, it's an investment of the quality of life. So think through that when you're picking out the accessories for the function in your cabinets. This first one is an appliance garage. Those are coming back. Gone are the days of using a tambour door. You can actually use a beautiful cabinet door where it's all seamless and it blends in, but it keeps your appliances where you can easily reach them. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, those suckers are heavy and you don't want to be picking it up from the bottom of the cabinet. I know because I have one and that's where mine is and I hate it. An appliance garage would be ideal, especially if it was tucked back in a corner and you could pull out those heavy appliances. The next is this spice rack. I love this. Now, this is more of a custom feature, but you can have something like this built in to the back of your backsplash with a sliding door that hides it. How gorgeous is that? Here we have Revishelf again. This is a blind corner pull-out shelf, and it really is cool how it functions. I played with one in a showroom. It's super awesome. I like these better than the Lazy Susans because Lazy Susan stuff can fall off in the back. I think these are very functional. You can easily pull them with one single finger and then they push back with a soft close. These are fantastic. Another functional item is this bifold door that lifts up. This is great for people who are wanting to store things up higher but not have to open it this way. There's a button that you can push and that goes back down and to close. It makes it super functional, a little bit more high end, but these work well. A lot of Europeans have these cabinets with the doors that go up. And just basic inserts for your drawers. I love having organized areas. Organization just kind of gets me giddy. So I love the separation that you can get in drawers. They have a plate divider that you can put into a drawer too. That's becoming very popular. So think about this. You can go to stores like Bed Bath & Beyond. They've got a lot of these bamboo inserts. But cabinet manufacturers too will have their own a lot of times. And if not, you can go to a company like Revishelf and they'll be able to set you up. Now, when it comes to style of cabinets, you can have a modern, transitional, traditional. Those are typically three terms that you're going to hear in the industry. So a modern cabinet is typically something that's clean lined and doesn't have a lot of fuss to it. And you can get them with hardware or without hardware. This white upper with the wood tone on the bottom, I love the grain, how it's flowing. Beautiful example. Key point on the hardware, always make sure it has a return, and that's for safety. I've talked about this in other videos, and it is so important. Never have ends that are exposed because it can catch clothes and wires and other stuff. So those are more dangerous, but these are a beautiful return. That's something to really pay attention to. Here's another very modern kitchen, very sleek. I like this one because of the ceiling treatment. You can do something super fun in your space that's different than what you have. You just got to think outside the box and gather pictures that are going to make sense for your home. This kitchen is more traditional. You can see it in the feel of the cabinets. You've got the paneled doors, you've got the crown molding, the detailed trim work, and then also the way the countertop has been shaped with that OG edge. It's built up as well, but it's just a much more traditional, very kind of elegant feel, especially the chandeliers pay into that. Notice how they painted that ceiling with a high gloss. I think that's really stunning. This traditional kitchen is not as fancy, so if you still lean more towards the traditional realm, you want to look at woods that are rich in color and This one's got a nice rich wood tone to it. The island is a painted island, but again, with the raised panel doors, that is something that is adds to that traditional, but giving it kind of two tones. So they blended the two with the granite, and that's what's tying it all in. This kitchen is considered transitional. So it's kind of a mix of modern meets traditional. The two get married, and the door frame and style is still simple, clean lined, but it's not overly ornate in style. I like the combination of the modern elements, and you can see that in the hood and in the light fixtures. Again, just with the clean lines, but it's got a panel door, so that lends it to be a little bit more transitional. Another example of transitional style in this white kitchen with that shaker door. It's pretty. It's a simple design, but yet it's got a very comfortable feel to it because of the style that they chose. The most important tip that I want to leave with you today is that you have got to think about this and be organized. Think in an organizational manner when you're planning your kitchen. Why this is so important is because this is how you're going to work within that space. So really think through who's going to be in the space with you. How do you all work? Are there different ages and stages of life that are with you in there? So are you having kids? Are you having grandparents? Do you have anybody that has physical disabilities or vision impairments, audio challenges? Because all of that stuff you really want to think through. This is a very functional room. Who comes into this room? Whether they are helping you work and prepare or they're just coming in to visit. So really think through that because you can get into the ergonomics of design and really create a space that's going to be so tailored to you and your family that you'll love it and the investment is going to be totally worth it. I really want to dive deeper into this thought process of ergonomic design in kitchens. One thing, too, to remember is when you have any type of appliance or functionality of what you're going to do in a kitchen, really focus on from your knees to your nose. That's where you want to keep your appliances, and that helps with the ergonomics of how you reach in to get something or you're pulling something out and up. You got to think through that because, like I mentioned earlier, my KitchenAid mixer is down too low and it is a pain to get up. If the other challenge with microwaves being above cooktops, not good because, again, ergonomics of having to reach. If somebody's got shoulder issues or somebody's not tall enough, too tall, it all goes together. But really think through the organizational parts of how you want to function in that kitchen, and you will have a much better result. Sometimes kitchen designers, especially in big box stores, they don't really think to ask these types of questions. So you really take time to sit down and think through it. And I'll have a link below that you can access a little checklist and you can print it off and see, what comes to mind and how you want your kitchen to be because you are making this as an investment. It's an investment of your money. So make sure you get it as perfect as you can, and then you'll be super happy. I can't wait to hear if you're going to be starting a project. Comment below if there are certain things about kitchen remodeling that you are really concerned about, then put them in the comments below and we'll address them because we're going to have some really fun people to talk to this year and give you some great resources that you can use that it's going to help you remodel better and or build better and have perfect results. Something that you'll make memories in for a long time. Again, if you have not liked and subscribed, please do so and click that bell. We will be coming out with content every Tuesday. Next week, we have something new. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into kitchens and because we all love a good kitchen and they're fun to be in. We spend lots of time in those things. And I will see you next week. Till then, y'all take care.